Hi, I'm Mounia Akl and I'm here with eniGma magazine. I started writing, so when I made my short film Submarine, it was around the time where I was with a lot of people from my generation on the streets protesting against the garbage crisis, which in itself was a corruption crisis, as everything is linked, of course. And then my short film Submarine was a first way for me to explore some of the themes I had been interested in exploring, whether related to my relationship to home or my relationship to family. That's how it started actually, because Submarine went to beautiful places and so it opened doors for me. So it made me write Costa Brava faster than I expected. That's when it started 5 years ago. I had written a lot of scripts that involved a family, and those characters kept coming back. The character of Reem with her older sister, the father, the mother, the grandma, the aunt. So these are characters I've lived with for a very long time, and they were very specific in my mind, but I never associated them with any real person. There were characters that were collage of different people that are part of my life, of my memories, a mix and match of a lot of people that represent my research, my memories, all of these things. So when I got closer to casting them, it was scary for me because it was like, those people that I've been drawing, how am I gonna make them real? It's gonna be an interesting phase. And luckily, there's a few people I had already worked with, like Gouna and Saleh Bakri, that I felt like I was imagining them while writing. And then other people like the kids, the teenager, and Reem or Nadine, Nadine, of course, I knew that she's a great actress, but I was curious to know if her and I would think she's a Suraya or not, if she was open to certain things, if she related to the role. So I sat with her and we had a very long coffee. And after this, I left and I thought, I think she's a Suraya, because I felt like Nadine really wanted to lose herself in a role where she can be a version of herself that maybe she usually masks. Seana and Jeana, the twins who both played the role of Reem, it was really the casting director who helped me find, after so many kids that I was not convinced, after so many kids I hadn't found the right Reem. And then one day she showed me a video of a kid that I fell in love with, and she told me, by the way, there's two of them. So I decided to give them both scenes because each of them had a character trait of Reem that the other didn't. You know, I never worked with twins for one role. I know it's something that people usually do for work labor, but for me, I always like to work with one person. So this was really very strange because it was accidental that they were twins. I actually fell in love with one of them and then with the other. And I started spending a lot of time with them. And I started observing them, and I developed a fascination for them, really. And I realized that one of them had this aspect of Reem that is like the person who doesn't take no for an answer, who is who's very in touch with her masculine side, who is a little bit obsessed with her father, very feisty and very in touch with her body. The other one was like an old soul, like a 70-year-old woman with a lot of wisdom and a lot of hyper empathy, and a lot of, in her eyes were really, like, she never feared looking at you and making you feel things. So that's how I started dividing the scenes between one and the other. What was interesting about directing the actors in this film is that I really had a lot of different people. I had kids. With kids, you have to play games. You have to create situations where they're honest and they can improvise and be themselves. Because the most important thing for an actor is to listen, you know, and you have to create a space for them to be comfortable enough to just not be aware of the crew. With the teenager, I had an actress who had worked mostly in TV. It was her first fiction feature film. With the grandma, she was not an actress, but she was older than everyone else. Nadine, she's a star. Saleh Bakri is a star. So I had to adapt my directing actor tools differently to each of these characters, each of these actors. And that was fun for me because I felt like with each of them I had different tricks to use, you know? First of all, she's a real pro. So she really left the director and her at home, you know? And what we developed, her and I, is a friendship and a human relationship between two women who I felt she really related to what I was trying to do. She really related to the role, and she really felt in trust with me. And I felt in trust with her. And she never made me feel like the director in her was there, but the fact that she understands directing was helpful for me because I had to speak less to her and she would get me tired. It was a very loving set. The cast and the crew, everyone was friends, everyone loved each other. Of course, there's sometimes little conflicts here and there, but generally it was a very homogeneous crew and the very vibrant energy was constantly there, because we also shot during a time where we were all a little bit depressed after what happened in Lebanon. And so the moment between the action and the cut was a moment of magic we all needed. And that is what made the shoot a very special, light place, because the reality was quite heavy. I think that it's important for me to accompany the film where it's going. And I don't think I've completely given birth yet. I feel like even when I'm watching the movie in screenings, I'm still thinking, oh, I can fix that, I can do that, I feel like I haven't yet, because you never really finish a film, you choose to abandon it, and I feel like I'm not there yet. I'm really, really close, but I'm not there yet. So I feel like I need to carry the film until I'm ready to abandon it. And it happens that it's a time where we're traveling with it and all of that. In parallel, I'm still working on other things, and I'm still developing ideas that I had put on hold for a while. One of them is my second feature. The other one is a TV show